Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Today, something very interesting from ICM in Ukraine. They have now produced a current iteration of the F-16, the AM version, which they are using of course in the current conflict, used by the Ukrainian Air Force with the PAG-14 system. Now, I've got to tell you up front, this is not a new tool, okay? And in fact, it's quite an old tool. It's going to be quite interesting, actually. We're going to see what the quality is like. It's not an original tooling by ICM either. It wouldn't be, would it? 'Cause it wouldn't, historically it wouldn't have been one of their subjects. But this is obviously a recent development because of the way that events have transpired in the conflict. Anyway, 72nd scale, kit number 72145. Great artwork. I think that everybody recognises that that's something that's quite impressive. It says on the side, the F-16AM fighters of the Ukrainian Air Force with the PAG-14 Airfield plates. PAG-14 Airfield plates. Oh, is that what it is? Actually, I thought. Okay, it goes on to say. So this is actually like a double kit. I see what they've done. They've doubled up one of these clever mix and match kits. Anyway, we'll go on. It says the model includes features characteristics of Ukrainian F-16s, the IFF antennas on the nose section. Oh yes, like strakes. ECIPS plus pods, AIM-120 missiles, air-to-air missiles, and their corresponding pylons. So the pods, the ECIPS pods, are these things here. I'll zoom you in a bit so you see what I'm rambling on about. These are your pods here, which is like a targeting pod basically. So these are basically, I think it's like a targeting system. I didn't do my homework to actually double check that. I'm pretty sure it's targeting and countermeasures pods basically. And you can see it looks like a 9L sidewinder. It looks like the one that's on my Sea Harrier in fact. 9L air-to-air sidewinder, and that is of course is the AIM-120 missiles. And it says it has a set of the PAG-14 airfield plates for creating a parking area for your model aircraft. Oh, this is going to be cool. So this is retailing at a very sensible price. It's around about, I think, the £33 mark. Again, don't take me literally because the prices vary a lot. £30 to £33, something like that. Quite a lot of kit in there, isn't there? Does it say how many parts? 73 parts, so not many parts. On the side, we've got two schemes for the Ukrainian Air Force. Ukrainian UA, I think they're in the same squadron basically. So we've got two numbers, number 99 and number 96. And here they are. You can't beat an F-16, can you? It's one of the best air superiority fighters of its generation, really. Small, lightweight air superiority fighter. Very impressive, and of course very capable of ground attack as well, as we've seen in Desert Storm, etc., etc., and many other conflicts, sadly. And of course Ukraine need all of these they can get, quite frankly. Now we have got the paint set to go with it, so I'll show you that first before we crack into the box. This is a lovely paint set they produced specifically for this one, including covering for the aircraft. I think it covers the ground set as well, the PAG-14 ground mats, so to speak. So we've got neutral grey, sky grey, dark sea grey, like the Sea Harrier look. No, sorry, that was extra dark sea grey. Dark grey, off-white, and gunmetal. Sorry, two reflections there. Gunmetal there. So yes, a nice set on the other side. You can see all the set is there, and then we've got just a visualisation really of a diagram showing you where you'd apply these different colours. Everything you need for this kit, paint wise, you've got right here. Apart from a clear coat, we don't seem to be doing those now. They were putting like a satin varnish or a gloss varnish on, but I think everybody's got their own anyway, so you get your own preference for that. They don't need to. I think they've changed their philosophy there. Let's have a look then, see what we've got. Everybody likes an F-16. I've never had an F-16 actually, kid. First one I've ever seen. Would you believe that? F-15s and F-18s and all sorts of other stuff. F-14s, of course. Not an F-16. I'm a newbie, F-16 virgin. Right, let's have a look then, because it's going to be really interesting to me. It'll be quite a... not sure what to expect, to be honest, because I think it goes back to the Revell tooling, doesn't it, this one? It's quite old. It's, we're talking a couple of decades old, or more. I think we're talking late 70s, the original tooling for this. So that's one set. You've got a weapon set in another bag. Made in Japan. That tells me that it's probably Hasegawa then. Made in Japan? It's got to be Hasegawa, hasn't it? I think. And then you've got your plates. Oh, that's heavy. That's cool. I like it. I like it. So they're being clever here. They're getting together. I didn't expect them made in Japan. I thought it was from a Revell kit, the original tooling. Or did Hasegawa reproduce it? I think they did, and it's definitely not an ICM bag, it's in, as you can see. It's going to be quite fascinating. Right, let's have a look at the review then. The F-16 Fighting Falcon is one of the most widely produced lightweight fighter aircraft in the world. The design was developed in 1974 by General Dynamics and was notable for its high degree of standardisation in parts, assemblies and systems. Since August 2024, the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the AFU, has also received multi-role F-16 fighters. It is known that Ukrainian F-16s can employ AIM-9 Sidewinder 9L and AIM-120 missiles, as well as precision-guided bombs such as the SDB, JDAM-ER, the GBU-39 bombs. One of the key features of the Ukrainian F-16s is their use of the ECIPS, an electronic countermeasures pod designed purely to disrupt enemy radar systems. The first reports of the Ukrainian Air Force F-16s being deployed appeared in late August 2024, and the aircraft participates as air defence fighters in repelling large-scale missile and drone attacks. Sadly, there was one of the guys recently who had been in the press for successfully preventing a major drone attack. Actually got hit by I think it was an air-to-air missile or maybe a drone, and he was lost. He was a bit of a hero, ace pilot, so a bit of a shame. So details then. Just over 15 metres in length. It's not a huge aircraft, is it? Not like the F-15. Wingspan is 10 metres. Takeoff weight 17 tons. So it's quite heavy. It's quite a bulky thing. But Pratt & Whitney F100 PW220E engines. That's not dissimilar to what's on the Eagle, a variant of it basically. F-15. Maximum speed up to 2,500 kilometres an hour. So that's Mach 2, isn't it? And then service ceiling 17,000 metres, and it has 120mm 6-barrel cannon and air-to-air missiles, bombs, etc. up to a maximum of 5.4 tonnes in stores. Whoa. Right, let's have a look at the decals, which I think are going to be really cool. Those are really nice. Of course we're at 1/72, so they're not going to be huge, but as you can see, by the way, you can probably just hear the rain outside has just arrived. Quite heavy with the sound of it. But there you got your roundels for the AFU Air Force roundels. Ukraine's insignia on the tail. Quite a few stencils, and there's quite a few bits of instrumentation and control decals as well. It's really nice, isn't it? Excellent. So that's good. Let's have a look at the destructions then. It's going to be interesting. I'm sure that's Hasegawa, isn't it? It's got Hasegawa written all over it. I can even tell by the sort of style of the sprues. I think it is. So this shouldn't take too long because it's not a huge kit. Start off with a sprue map, and there's quite a few items you're not going to use here for the Ukrainian version. Some of the weapons, which look like cluster bombs, in fact, we're not going to use. Some of the sidewinder variants are not used either. Anyway, we've got a pilot. Hey, things are looking up. We've got a pilot here. You can tell it's not made by ICM. They tend not to do that. So we've got pilot going into his seat. We've got these decals for the instrumentation and surround. Then we've got the top and bottom, fairly simple assembly, top and bottom of the fuselage split vertically. And you've got the intake, sort of blanking of the engine and the intake for the engine. Then you've got this great big famous chin intake that's very distinctive on the F-16. Then you've got your turkey feathers, tailpipes on the F-100 engine, and you're going to put in your chin here and your stability strakes, which is really all about helping it at low speed, I think actually true. Low speed maneuverability. And they go in together there. Then it's very simple construction this. Then you've got your wings are in one piece, they just come on there and they have a rail on the end. You've got your all moving tail planes going on, and then you've got these strakes, what do we call them? IFF antennas, sorry, not strakes. IFF antennas on the nose, which are certainly are used by, even gives you accuracy of how to space them. Make sure you get them dead right. Then you've got your famous big tail on the F-16. You've got your main gear bays for the nose and the main gear. And then we've got the main gear going in here. Doors going in. And there's, does it have an arrestor hook? Is that an arrestor hook? Paint in the side? No. No, it's just the central part of the door trim. And then you've got the jacks which operate the retraction of the undercarriage. Then you've got your canopy coming on, front and rear canopy. Has this big bubble canopy, of course. It's almost like a latter-day Mustang, isn't it, in that respect. Then you've got a nice access ladder for the crew as well. That's very nice, with a handrail even. And you can have the canopy open or closed. Then we've got the under fuselage fuel tank. And then we've got the drop tanks on the wings, sidewinders. You've got these pods we just mentioned, the Ecips pods. And finally your AIM 120, like a development of the Sparrow basically, isn't it really? Latter-day Sparrow missile. So there we go. So there's a lot of air-to-air stuff going on here rather than bombs. Air superiority fighter for defending the skies over Ukraine. I know that when the President's been going to visits, he often gets an escort, I think, with these guys as well. There you go. A very nice little thing. Let's just have a look. Let's have a look at the actual plastic then. See what we've got. I'm intrigued because the instructions don't actually mention, don't seem to mention these pads for the. There's no additional part for the concrete stand. There's no mention of it, which is a bit strange. They could at least. I know it's not going to require much, but it wouldn't be too complicated. I could have added that in, couldn't they? Why don't we look at that last, actually. Look at that last. Let's look at the plane. I need my trusty knife. Let's have a look. Shouldn't take long. Zoom you in. There we go. So, sorry, I think that was the postman just rattling my letterbox. So here's the top of the fuselage. And it's got really nice detail. Yeah, I'm sure it's Hasegawa. I'm pretty convinced. It's just got their style of doing the kit's just written all over it for sure. So that's very nice, very simple. It's got some good detail. Then we've got the underside on the next sprue. And there's some nice. It actually has got an arrestor hook, hasn't it? It has got an arrestor hook, but it's moulded in. So that's very well done. Then we've got our F-100 engine with its turkey feathers. That's very nice. Yes, I've done that really well. Nice and clean. Maybe a bit too smooth on the inside, I don't have much detail. Then you've got your intake, and you've got all the gear doors here, and retraction system. You've got your wheels, which are not the main gear, I don't think, is it? Or is it? Or is that yes, it is the main. It is the main gear wheels, in fact. And then we've got the ejector seat here, and you've got you see the intake there now. If I turn it this way, can't you? See the mouth, the open mouth of the intake, which is quite cool. It has got some ejector pin marks down at the bottom, I have to tell you, which is a bit unfortunate. Then you've got your crew ladder, and you've got the handrail underneath it. That's the handrail that goes on the side. You've got your crew member here, pilot, and then you've got his arms separately there. All in all, it's quite nice. Quite nice. And then we've got the wings, which all come in one piece. Let's zoom back for this. Wings come in one piece there, upper and lower. A little bit of scuffing on it, a little bit of a polish. That's not the cleanest looking plastic I've seen. But as I say, you can either see by the very high finish on the mould. For sure, I'm sure this is Hasegawa. No doubt about it whatsoever. Then we've got the back end of the engine there, which you'll see through the turkey feathers. And we've got the all-moving tailplane here. And then the various parts, including, yes, I was right about those wheels being the main gear. There's your nose gear there, and all your retraction legs and actuators. Then, have I just broken that? No, it's okay. Just felt like I've broken something. And then you've got these which you ignore because you're not going to use those. But then you've got your, you won't use these either, these two. You've got your smaller Sidewinder 9Ls, and you've got your pylons, tanks, drop tanks on the wing, and there's like a aero under fuselage tank there. And then here you've got all your rails and support pylons. And that is that. But now I just need to get out for you if you bear with me a second. Just got to get you. Oh, sorry. Okay, the clear parts. Shall I do the clear parts first, or shall I do them last? I think we'll do them next, in fact. I'm not sure if that wasn't my postman trying to deliver something. Did he ring the bell? I didn't really hear that. You may have heard better than me. Right, let's have a look. It won't be long. If he has started doing something and can't, I could probably catch up with him. So, we've got here the actual canopy, and that's quite nice actually. For a 72nd scale, this is not bad at all. Check that out. Yes, it's very clean, isn't it? That's better than most people at 72nd scale, I would suggest. You know, a lot of manufacturers don't make that much effort on the smaller scale. It's got a slight scratch and a slight scuff on it. It just wants a little polish there. That's not the mould. That's just bad handling. It's only very mild. Can you see it there? A little scuff. A slight scratch just running to the back. Yeah. Make that out. It's quite hard. I can see it with my eyes. So that's that one. And then finally on the actual aircraft parts we have two of these sprues. So you're going to get a duplication here, and what you've got there basically is some of these later the AIM 120 missile that goes on the end of the wings and the pallet that supports it, and then you've got these pods, these Ecips pods, countermeasures pods, which is very nice, and that's definitely been, that's a nice, whoops, I'm confident that is, yeah it is, it's an ICM, it's even got the logo there, look, sorry, upside down, it's even got the ICM logo on the sprue, got that, so that's been done by them separately. And then last but not least, we have got this packet here with lots and lots of this Airfield plates included. So I'll just get a couple out. Don't need a dozen, no doubt, I'll get 3 out. And they basically, do they slot together? No, I don't think they do actually. I think they just you just put them together. They just a little bit of cleanup is needed. There's a little bit of a it's been taken off a sprue, obviously. This obviously is another separate ICM moulding that they've done. But you can see they're like a high grip finished flooring, and I presume you've got enough, more than enough to put on your F-16 on that. It's quite a few. I think there's 30 or thereabouts, without physically counting them one by one. Approximately 30 to 32 of these plates, and that is going to enable you to create a diorama basically for your F-16 and have it sitting on its airfield plates. Yeah, they actually are very good mouldings though. They're flat as a pancake. They go together really well. You can see that. Actually, it's not as good over there because it's not as flat. That's the only reason. It's nothing to do with the actual kit. It's to do with my desk and these boards are warped slightly. But see what I mean? It really does. It looks the business. So if you're on a flatter surface, they'll be as flat, completely flat. I promise you. There's nothing wrong with the moulding. It's just that my underneath is not quite flat. It's bowed a bit. What a nice kit though, actually. What a nice kit for what it is. You know, 30 quid or less. There's a lot of plastic in there, especially those plates. There's tons of it. It's quite heavy what they've done there. I definitely approve of that. I think that's really cool. So again, they've combined sort of old kit with new kit to give you something a little bit different that you wouldn't have probably had before. Certainly you wouldn't have had those plates before, or these weapons before. Not like that anyway, not presented in that manner. So I think, yes, I think they've done a really excellent job here. It's actually, to be honest, I was terrified of opening this and I nearly didn't ask for it from ICM, purely because I thought it was going to be a shonky old Revell kit. It was going to be pure evil. I really did. I thought it was going to be absolutely... The F-16 I thought was going to be a complete horror. And it actually isn't. I think it'll go together. You get a nice little F-16. I've seen the Hasegawa kit before, and it builds up into a nice little model. So, yeah, I mean, we're only at 1/72nd scale, so it's not a big deal. There we go. What are we going to give that then? For the money, it's almost a 10 out of 10. It's very close. It's exceeded my expectation. I thought it was going to be a really nasty kit inside. And these Hasegawa kits are known for building up really well. So I'm going to give it... it's nothing to do with the fact I got it for nothing either. It's irrelevant, so thank you to ICM for providing the kit. But I think it's kind of a 10 out of 10. That's a lovely stash kit to have on a miserable, winter's day. You think I want something... cheer me up, build a nice F-16. It's going to look brilliant, especially with those weapons on it, on its little base. And you get so much in the box. 10 out of 10. Unreserved 10 out of 10. I'm not going to be shy about it. It's a simple, small, affordable kit. Almost pocket money, Can't go wrong. Thank you very much. Hope you'll give me a 10 out of 10 with a thumbs up and the like. Hope you found that the review was interesting and hopefully entertaining. And until next time, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe to the new channel, Peter Goes Rogue. Very important. I need all the thumbs ups and comments and support, especially subs that I can get. So please keep watching that channel. We've got more stuff coming up. We've got the Battle of Britain coming up and all sorts. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you found it enjoyable. And until next time, more coming from ICM. Don't you worry. Till next time, thanks a lot. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.